Hello everyone, welcome to Achievers IAS classes. Let's begin a discussion on the current events of 7th December 2018. The first issue in news is an editorial regarding the Witness Protection Scheme which was recently put in place by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has asked the state governments to implement a scheme framed by the center to protect witnesses during criminal trials from threat, intimidation, and undue influence. The need for such a scheme has been emphasized by various Law Commission reports and court judgments over the years, and also the fact that witnesses turning hostile is a major reason for most acquittals and the abysmal rate of convictions in the country. This is because currently there is little incentive for the witnesses to testify against criminals, and also they have to face various threats, hostility, and harassment while attending courts. Also, given the huge backlog and the tardy judicial process, the efforts made by the witnesses are often ignored, thereby making a case for a robust witness protection program. In this regard, the recent step by the Supreme Court is a welcome move, and the central government too deserves credit for coming forward to suggest that its draft witness protection scheme should be introduced by judicial mandate instead of waiting for a formal legislation by the parliament. As per the system put in place by the Supreme Court, witnesses who are in need of protection will be classified under three types based on their threat assessment by a competent authority, and the witness protection scheme is to be funded by budgetary support from state governments and donations. This, however, is at variance with the Law Commission's recommendation that the state and central governments should equally share the cost of implementation of this scheme. Further, on the implementation side of the scheme, basic features such as camera trial, anonymization of testimony may not be difficult to implement, but the advanced forms of identity protection, like giving witnesses a new identity, address, and even parentage with matching documents without undermining their professional and property rights, would be a major challenge, and concealing the identity of witnesses and expanding the facilities needed for such infrastructure to be put in place poses both logistical and financial challenges, but the program is well worth of the effort as it would help strengthen the criminal justice system of our country. On that note, let's move on to the next issue, which is regarding the recent agricultural export policy approved by the cabinet. The policy is aimed at increasing India's exports from the current $37 billion to $60 billion value by the year 2022. Apart from doubling farmers' income, it also aims at diversifying the export basket and the destination countries, along with boosting high value and value added exports with a particular focus on perishable items. The policy also aims to promote the export of indigenous, traditional, and non traditional products, and at the same time provide an institutional mechanism for market access to these products by tackling various sanitary and phytosanitary barriers. In pursuance of this, the central government will work with various state governments to create clusters that can focus on particular crops and thereby enable farmers to get the benefit of export opportunities in overseas market. The next issue in news is regarding a national challenge which was launched by the Minister of Electronics and IT Law and Justice, termed as Ideate for India. The aim of this national challenge is to give an opportunity to school students across the country and empower them to enable transition from being users of technology to become creators of new indigenous technologies. It is aimed at solving the local problems in their community by reimagining solutions to the various critical local issues. The challenge has been designed and launched by the National E-Governance Division under the Ministry of Electronics and IT in collaboration with the Ministry of Human Resource Development as well as Intel India. The final issue in news today is regarding the India State Level Disease Burden Initiative, which is jointly put forth by the Indian Council of Medical Research, the Public Health Foundation of India, the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation, and the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The research findings were published in the Lancet Planetary Health, which was recently released and has put forth various key findings such as India, which is home to 18% of the world population, has a disproportionately high share of 26% of the global premature deaths and disease burden due to air pollution. Further, 1 in 8 deaths in India are attributable to air pollution, and in the year 2017, 77% of the population of India was exposed to a ambient particulate matter 2.5 above the recommended limit by the National Ambient Air Quality Standards. As per the report, the exposure level was the highest in Delhi, followed by other North Indian states such as Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and Haryana. Further, the study states that the disability adjusted life years, which is attributable to air pollution, was as high as those attributable to tobacco use for major non communicable diseases. Due to all these factors, the average life expectancy has been reduced by at least 1.7 years due to the various negative impact of air pollution on the health of citizens. Therefore, the study recommends the policymakers to take the variation between states with respect to exposure to outdoor and indoor air pollution while planning policies to reduce their exposure and thereby its negative health impact. On that note, I'm wrapping up today's news analysis. Do like, share, and comment to support this initiative. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.